Napoleon Hill interviewed over 500 of the wealthiest people of his time and found they all had this one thing in common. It wasn't money, education, or luck. This is Think and Grow Rich, the groundbreaking classic by Napoleon Hill, first published in 1937. Hill, a journalist and advisor to presidents, dedicated over 25 years to studying the principles of success, distilling his findings into this powerful book. And what he found was revolutionary. It's not about what you have, but how you think. This book isn't just about getting rich in terms of money. It's about achieving any goal you set your mind to. By the end of this video, you'll understand the core principles that have helped millions transform their lives. Napoleon Hill's central idea, the one thing that connected all those successful people he interviewed, is this: thoughts are things. This isn't some mystical concept. It's about the power of your mindset to shape your reality. Think of it like this. A seed holds the potential for a mighty tree. Your thoughts are like seeds. They hold the potential for your future success, but only if you nurture them correctly. Hill emphasizes that thoughts mixed with definiteness of purpose, persistence, and a burning desire are the key ingredients. Let's look at the story of Edwin C. Barnes. Barnes had a burning desire to become a business associate of the great inventor Thomas Edison. He didn't want to just work for Edison. He wanted to work with him. That's definiteness of purpose. Barnes was so determined that he even traveled to Edison's laboratory by freight train with little money and looking, in Edison's words, like an ordinary tramp. But his desire shone through. Edison himself said that it wasn't Barnes's appearance, but his thought, his unwavering determination, that convinced him to give Barnes a chance. Barnes didn't become a partner overnight. He started with a low-paying job in Edison's office, doing work that seemed insignificant. But this was a strategic move. It gave him the opportunity to show his value, to prove his dedication. Months went by, and Barnes kept intensifying his desire. He didn't give up. He didn't change his mind. He held on to his definite purpose with unwavering persistence. Then, opportunity knocked, but in disguise. Edison had invented a new dictating machine, but his salesmen were unenthusiastic. They thought it would be too hard to sell. Barnes, however, saw the potential. He knew he could sell it. This highlights another key principle. Opportunity often comes disguised as a challenge, or even a failure. Barnes' belief in himself and the product, combined with his burning desire, led to incredible success. He not only sold the machine, but secured a contract to distribute it nationwide. This partnership made him a wealthy man. Now let's look at another story, a cautionary tale about the importance of persistence. This is the story of R.U. Darby's uncle, who went west during the gold rush, seeking his fortune. After weeks of hard work, he struck gold. He needed machinery, so he returned home, raised money from relatives, and shipped the equipment back to Colorado.
The first car of ore proved they had a rich mine.
But then, disaster struck. The vein of gold disappeared. They drilled and drilled, but found nothing. Discouraged, they gave up and sold their equipment to a junk man for a pittance. But here's the twist. The junk man was smart. He called in a mining engineer who discovered that Darby's uncle had stopped drilling just 3 feet from where the vein continued. He wasn't familiarized with fault lines. The junk man, because he sought expert advice and didn't give up so easily, extracted millions of dollars worth of gold from that mine. Hill emphasizes the importance of becoming success conscious. He says, "Success comes to those who become success conscious. Failure comes to those who indifferently allow themselves to become failure conscious." It's about training your mind to focus on what you want to achieve, rather than dwelling on what you fear or what you believe is impossible. We all have dreams, aspirations, things we'd like to achieve. But how many of us have a burning desire, a consuming passion that drives us forward, no matter what? Napoleon Hill makes a crucial distinction. Wishing is passive. It's a faint hope. A burning desire, on the other hand, is active. It's an obsession. It's a force that compels you to take action. Think back to Edwin C. Barnes from Chapter 1. He didn't just wish to work with Edison. He had a burning desire that consumed him. Hill uses a powerful analogy. A warrior who burns his ships after landing in enemy territory. This act removes any possibility of retreat. It forces a commitment to victory or death. This isn't about being reckless. It's about mental commitment. It's about saying, I will achieve this, no matter what. There is no plan B. So how do you cultivate this burning desire and turn it into reality? Hill provides a concrete 6-step method. These aren't just suggestions, they're a formula. These steps were validated by both Andrew Carnegie, a steel magnate who started with nothing, and Thomas Edison, the inventor. These are proven principles. Let's break them down one by one. Step 1. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Don't just say a lot. Be specific. Visualize that number. Step 2. Determine what you will give in return for this money. There's no such thing as something for nothing. What value will you provide? Step 3. Establish a definite date when you intend to possess this money. This creates urgency and focus. Step 4. Create a definite plan and begin at once, whether you feel fully ready or not. Action is key. Step 5. Write out a clear, concise statement of your goal, the time limit, what you'll give in return, and your plan. Step 6. Read your statement aloud twice daily, morning and night. See, feel, and believe yourself already in possession of the money. This last step might seem strange, but it's crucial. It's about programming your subconscious mind. Hill talks about money consciousness. This means saturating your mind with the desire for money, to the point where you can already see yourself possessing it. It's not about greed. It's about intense focus and unwavering belief. It's about convincing yourself on a deep level that you will achieve your goal. Hill emphasizes that the world needs practical dreamers, people who have big visions but also take action. He wrote this during the Great Depression, a time of immense challenge but also of immense opportunity. He points out that every great advancement, every convenience we enjoy, started as a dream in someone's mind, and it was desire that turned those dreams into reality. Napoleon Hill describes faith as the head chemist of the mind. What does that mean? It means faith is the catalyst that transforms your thoughts and desires into reality. When you combine faith with a thought, it's like adding a powerful reagent to a chemical reaction. It speeds things up, amplifies the effect, and creates something new. Hill identifies 3 incredibly powerful emotions: faith, love, and sex. He says when these 3 are blended, they create a direct line of communication with what he calls infinite intelligence. Now, it's important to understand this isn't just about romantic love or physical sex. It's about the positive energy these emotions generate. Love for your work, love for your family, passion for your goals. These all contribute. So, how do you develop faith, especially if you're feeling doubtful? The key is autosuggestion. This is the process of repeatedly affirming your beliefs and desires to your subconscious mind. It's like programming your own mind. The more you repeat something, the more your subconscious accepts it as truth, even if you don't consciously believe it at first. Hill uses a surprising phrase: deceiving your subconscious mind. This doesn't mean lying to yourself. It means acting as if you already possess what you desire. Imagine you want to be a successful entrepreneur. Start acting like one now. Visualize yourself leading meetings, making deals, achieving your goals. This deception helps your subconscious mind accept this new reality. Repetition is crucial. Just like a seed needs constant watering to grow, your beliefs need constant reinforcement. That's why Hill emphasizes reading your written statement aloud, twice a day. This isn't just about memorizing words. It's about feeling the emotions associated with your desire. It's about programming your subconscious mind at a deep level. Just as positive autosuggestion can build you up, negative autosuggestion can tear you down. If you constantly tell yourself you're going to fail, your subconscious mind will accept that as truth. Your subconscious mind is like a supercomputer that runs on the programs you install. This chapter reveals how to write the code for wealth and success using a powerful technique called autosuggestion. So what is autosuggestion? Simply put, it's self-suggestion. It's the communication bridge between your conscious thoughts and your powerful subconscious mind. Everything you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, all your sensory input, passes through your conscious mind first. Napoleon Hill describes the conscious mind as a gatekeeper. It decides which thoughts and sensory impressions to allow into the subconscious and which to reject. This is incredibly important. You have control over what gets programmed into your subconscious. Hill says we have absolute control over what reaches our subconscious. But most people don't exercise this control. They let negative thoughts and fears seep in, and that's why so many struggle. This chapter is about taking back that control. Remember the garden analogy? Your subconscious is like fertile soil. If you don't consciously plant the seeds of success, the weeds of negativity will take over. Autosuggestion is how you choose what to plant in that garden. This is crucial. Simply repeating words isn't enough. You must mix your thoughts and affirmations with emotion and feeling. Think of it like this. Unemotional words are like blank bullets. They have no power, but when you add emotion, you add the gunpowder that makes them effective. It does not have to be complex. Simple feelings of gratitude, love, and trust will do. Hill emphasizes that influencing your subconscious mind takes persistence. There's no something for nothing. You have to put in the work. It's like learning any new skill. It takes practice and repetition. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Keep at it. Autosuggestion is the master key. It's the technique that unlocks the power of your subconscious mind and allows you to translate your desires into reality. Embrace it, practice it consistently, and you will see results. You've learned how to program your mind for success using autosuggestion. But what information should you be programming it with? Napoleon Hill distinguishes between two types of knowledge, general and specialized. General knowledge is broad, like knowing a little bit about a lot of things. Specialized knowledge is focused, in-depth knowledge about a specific field or skill. Here's a crucial point. Knowledge itself isn't power. It's only potential power. It's like a battery that's not connected to anything. It becomes actual power only when it's organized into definite plans of action and directed toward a specific goal, in this case, accumulating wealth. Hill argues that most educational systems have a missing link. They teach what to learn, but not how to organize and use that knowledge effectively. This is why so many people with degrees still struggle financially. The word educate comes from the Latin word educo, which means to draw out from within. It's not just about stuffing your head with facts. A truly educated person has developed their mind so they can acquire anything they need without violating the rights of others. Let's talk about Henry Ford. He was once called ignorant in a newspaper article. During the libel trial, lawyers tried to prove he lacked general knowledge. But Ford famously said, "Why should I clutter my mind with general knowledge when I have people around me who can answer any question I need?" He knew the power of accessing specialized knowledge, not necessarily possessing it all himself. This is where the mastermind concept comes in. If you don't have the specialized knowledge you need, you can access it through your network. Andrew Carnegie, for example, didn't know everything about steel, but he surrounded himself with people who did. Contrary to what you might think, specialized knowledge is often more plentiful and cheaper to acquire than general knowledge. Think about universities, online courses, libraries, and specialized training programs. The resources are out there. Remember, knowledge is useless without action. You must organize it and apply it through practical plans. This is why successful people never stop learning. They constantly acquire new specialized knowledge related to their field. The world demands specialists. Employers are looking for people with in-depth knowledge in specific areas, not just generalists. This is true whether you're looking for a job or building your own business. Every invention, every business, every fortune ever created started as a single spark in someone's imagination. This chapter shows you how to ignite your spark and harness the incredible power of your imagination. Napoleon Hill calls imagination the workshop of the mind. It's where all plans are fashioned. It's where your desires take shape and become actionable. It is the place that connects your burning desire with a solid action plan. Hill states boldly, man can create anything which he can imagine. This isn't hyperbole. Look at history. We've conquered the air, explored space, and built technologies that were once considered impossible. All of these started as ideas in someone's imagination. We live in an age of rapid change, surrounded by constant stimuli. This is the perfect environment to develop your imagination. Every new invention, every new challenge is an opportunity to spark your creativity. Think about it. Humans have flown higher and faster than birds. We've communicated instantly across the globe. We've even analyzed the composition of stars millions of miles away. These weren't accidents. They were the result of someone daring to imagine the impossible. Hill describes two forms of imagination. The first is synthetic imagination. This is where you take existing ideas, concepts, or plans and combine them in new ways. It's like taking existing building blocks and creating a new structure. Most inventors use this faculty extensively. The second form is creative imagination. This is where truly new ideas originate. Hill describes it as a connection to infinite intelligence, a source of hunches and inspirations. This is also how you can supposedly tune in to the subconscious minds of others. Creative imagination works automatically, especially when your conscious mind is highly stimulated, for example, by a burning desire. The more you use it, the more receptive you become to these inspirations. Just like a muscle, your imagination gets stronger with use. If you haven't been using it much, it might feel weak, but it's not dead. You can revive it and make it more powerful through deliberate practice. For turning your desire into money, you'll mostly use synthetic imagination. Focus on combining existing knowledge and resources in new and innovative ways. But be open to the possibility of needing creative imagination for certain challenges. Remember, desire is a thought impulse, and thought impulses are forms of energy. This is the fundamental stuff of creation. You're using the same basic principles that shaped the universe. Your imagination is more than just daydreaming. It's a powerful tool for creation, innovation, and achieving your financial goals. Nurture it, use it, and let it guide you to success. Planning might sound boring, but it's the secret weapon of the wealthy. Think and Grow Rich shows you how to plan your way to riches, transforming your desires into tangible results. Remember, everything starts with desire, but desire alone is not enough. It is all about bridging the gap between the abstract, your desire, and the concrete, your financial goal. One of the core concepts is the mastermind principle. This means aligning yourself with a group of people who can help you create and execute your plans. It's about harnessing the power of collective intelligence and experience. But the mastermind isn't a one-way street. You need to offer value to your group members in exchange for their cooperation. It's about mutual benefit. No one works for you indefinitely for free. Your mastermind group needs to meet regularly, at least twice a week, and more if possible. And crucially, you must maintain perfect harmony within the group. Discord will derail your efforts. Because your goal, accumulating riches, is so important, your plans must be faultless. This requires careful thought, attention to detail, and leveraging the collective wisdom of your mastermind. No single person has all the experience, knowledge, and ability to achieve massive success alone. The mastermind allows you to tap into a vast pool of resources. Your plans should be a joint creation of your entire mastermind group. Even if you originate an idea, it must be checked and approved by the others. If your first plan doesn't work, don't give up. Replace it with a new one. And if that plan fails, replace it again. Persistence in planning is absolutely essential. Temporary defeat is not the end. Temporary defeat is a signal that something is wrong with your plan, not with your overall goal. It's an opportunity to learn, adapt, and create a better plan. Think of Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before perfecting the light bulb. Or Henry Ford, who faced setbacks before revolutionizing the auto industry. Or James J. Hill building his railroad. They all succeeded because they persisted in refining their plans. This is a crucial point. Memorize this: a quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. You have the desire, the plan, the knowledge, but are you decisive enough to make it happen? Napoleon Hill analyzed over 25,000 cases of failure, and guess what he found? Near the top of the list was lack of decision. Indecision is a major roadblock to success. Procrastination is the opposite of decision. It's a common enemy that practically everyone must conquer if they want to achieve anything significant. Hill also analyzed hundreds of successful people, millionaires, and he found a common trait. They reached decisions promptly and changed those decisions slowly, opposite to how failures behave. Take Henry Ford, for example. He was known for his decisive nature, sometimes even to the point of being considered obstinate. His commitment to the Model T, despite pressure to change it, ultimately yielded a huge fortune. His decisiveness paid. Most people are easily swayed by the opinions of others. They let newspapers, gossip, and external influences do their thinking for them. But remember, opinions are cheap. They will cost you dearly if you are not careful. You need to keep your own counsel. Make your own decisions based on your own judgment and the advice of your trusted mastermind group, not the random opinions of others. Thousands of people carry inferiority complexes because of the negative opinions or ridicule of others. Don't let that happen to you. Believe in yourself. You have a brain and a mind of your own. Use it. Reach your own conclusions. Don't be a puppet of other people's opinions. Of course, you'll need information to make informed decisions, but acquire that information discreetly, without revealing your ultimate purpose to everyone. Play your cards close to the chest. Those who talk too much often do little else. Keep your eyes and ears open, and your mouth closed, especially when you're around people with knowledge you can learn from. Here's a powerful epigram to remember. Tell the world what you intend to do, but first show it. Actions speak louder than words. The value of a decision often depends on the courage required to make it. The greatest decisions in history involved significant risks, sometimes even the risk of death. From Edison's thousands of experiments to perfect the light bulb, to Henry Ford's unwavering vision of affordable automobiles, history's greatest achievers all shared one crucial trait: persistence. Persistence is essential for turning your burning desire into its monetary or physical equivalent. It's the sustained effort that bridges the gap between thought and reality. When willpower and desire are properly combined, they form an irresistible force. This is the engine of persistence. Successful people are often misunderstood as cold-blooded or ruthless. What they really possess is a powerful combination of willpower and persistence, driving them towards their goals. Sadly, the majority of people are ready to give up at the first sign of opposition or misfortune. They abandon their aims and purposes too easily. Persistence is to your character what carbon is to steel. It strengthens your resolve, making you resilient in the face of challenges. The starting point of all achievement is desire. Weak desire leads to weak persistence. A burning desire fuels unwavering effort. Without persistence, you'll be defeated before you even start. With persistence, you will win. Did you know that almost every great fortune was built not by a single person working in isolation, but by a team harnessing collective intelligence? This isn't coincidence. It's the power of the mastermind. Power isn't just about getting rich, it's about staying rich. This chapter emphasizes that power is essential for both the accumulation and the retention of money. Napoleon Hill defines power as organized and intelligently directed knowledge. It's not just having information, it's about putting that knowledge into action through coordinated effort. Remember, we're talking about transmuting desire into its physical equivalents, and this requires organized effort, the coordination of multiple people working in harmony. Let's quickly recap the three sources of knowledge: infinite intelligence, accumulated experience, and experiment and research. The mastermind helps you tap into all of these. Acquiring knowledge is just the first step. You must convert it into power by organizing it into definite plans and putting those plans into action. This is where the mastermind becomes crucial. The mastermind is defined as a coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. It's not just a group, it's a harmonious alliance. Napoleon Hill states unequivocally, no individual can achieve great power without availing themselves of the mastermind. It's that important. The mastermind has two key aspects. The economic aspect is obvious: the benefits of shared expertise and resources. The psychic aspect is more subtle, referring to the creation of a third mind through harmonious connection. No two minds ever come together without thereby creating a third, invisible, intangible force. This third mind is a source of amplified creativity and intuition. A group of brains, connected and coordinated in the spirit of harmony, provides more thought energy than a single brain. This also increases the connection with the infinite intelligence. Men take on the nature and the habits and the power of thought of those with whom they associate. Choose your mastermind group wisely. Mahatma Gandhi orchestrated a mastermind on a massive scale, uniting over 200 million people in a spirit of harmony for a common purpose. This is a testament to the principle's incredible potential. The greatest source of power is infinite intelligence. When a mastermind group aligns in harmony, they can tap directly into this universal storehouse of knowledge and wisdom. Think of life as a stream of power. Positive thoughts propel you towards wealth, negative ones towards poverty. Your mastermind acts as a rudder, steering you towards success. Think and Grow Rich delves into a topic most books avoid and most people misunderstand: the power of sex energy. Prepare to have your assumptions challenged, because we're talking about sex transmutation. First, let's define transmutation. It means changing or transferring one element or form of energy into another. Think of it like transforming lead into gold, a fundamental shift in form and value. Sex transmutation, specifically, means switching your mind away from thoughts of physical sexual expression and directing that energy towards thoughts of a different nature: creative, productive, ambitious thoughts. Napoleon Hill states that sex desire is the most powerful of all human desires. It's a primal, driving force that shapes our behavior more than we often realize. The emotion of sex has three constructive potentialities: perpetuating mankind, maintaining health, and, most importantly for our discussion, the transformation of mediocrity into genius through transmutation. Transmuting sex energy isn't automatic. It requires conscious effort and the exercise of willpower. But the reward, tapping into a wellspring of creative power, is worth the effort. Like a river that can be dammed and controlled, sex energy can be managed. If it's not transmuted into creative effort, it will find an outlet, often a less worthy, even destructive one. Hill's research suggests that men of greatest achievement were highly sexed individuals who had learned the art of sex transmutation. They harnessed this powerful energy. The human mind responds to various stimuli. Hill lists 10, including love, music, friendship, and at the top of the list, the desire for sex expression. This is crucial. Of all mind stimulants, sex is the most powerful. Understanding this is key to understanding transmutation. The subconscious mind is the connecting link between the finite mind of man and infinite intelligence. What is the subconscious mind? It's a field of consciousness where every thought impulse that reaches your conscious mind through your five senses is classified, recorded, and stored. Think of your subconscious like a vast filing cabinet. It stores and retrieves thoughts, just like you'd file and find documents. This is where your memories, beliefs, and habits reside. Crucially, the subconscious receives and files all sense impressions and thoughts, regardless of whether they're positive or negative, helpful or harmful. But here's the key. You can voluntarily plant specific thoughts, plans, or purposes in your subconscious with the intention of transforming them into reality. The subconscious acts first on your dominating desires, especially those mixed with strong emotions like faith, love, and the properly directed passion. Your subconscious mind works day and night, constantly processing information and working to manifest your dominant thoughts and beliefs. Through a process we don't fully understand, the subconscious draws upon the forces of infinite intelligence to transmute your desires into their physical equivalent. You can't completely control your subconscious, but you can voluntarily hand over your plans and desires, trusting it to work on them. This is why the subconscious is the connecting link between your finite mind and the limitless power of infinite intelligence. It's the bridge. Every human brain is both a broadcasting and receiving station for the vibration of thought. Napoleon Hill, working with the inventor of the telephone, Alexander Graham Bell, and Dr. Elmer Gates, realized something incredible. Your brain doesn't just think, it transmits and receives thoughts, like a powerful, biological radio station. Just like radio waves travel through the air, thoughts travel through a medium that Hill called the ether, a concept similar to what we might now call the quantum field, or a universal field of consciousness. Remember the creative imagination from Chapter 5? It's the receiving set of your brain. It picks up thoughts released by other brains, acting as your personal antenna. The creative imagination connects your conscious mind to 4 sources of thought: other people's minds, your own subconscious, infinite intelligence, and the world around you. When your mind is stimulated, or stepped up to a high rate of vibration, it becomes more receptive to thought vibrations from these outside sources. It's like tuning your radio to the right frequency. This stepping up process happens through emotions, both positive and negative. Emotions act as amplifiers, increasing the intensity of your thought vibrations. Only vibrations of an exceedingly high rate are picked up and carried by the ether from one brain to another. This means that emotionalized thoughts are the ones most likely to be transmitted and received. As we learn in Chapter 11, the emotion of sex is the most powerful in terms of intensity and driving force. A brain stimulated by properly channeled sexual energy vibrates at an incredibly rapid rate. A rapidly vibrating brain not only attracts thoughts and ideas from others, but it also gives your own thoughts the feeling needed for your subconscious mind to act upon them. It's a two-way street. And, as always, the process begins with desire. That burning desire, fueled by emotion and amplified by your brain's broadcasting power, is the spark that sets everything in motion. Science might not have all the answers. Napoleon Hill explores a level of awareness beyond the 5 senses, a connection to something greater, the 6th sense. A principle that challenges the very limits of what we think is possible. This is it, the 13th principle in Think and Grow Rich, and it's the apex of the entire philosophy. It's the culmination of everything you've learned so far. But here's the catch. You can't truly understand or use the 6th sense until you've mastered the other 12 principles. They're the foundation upon which this power is built. The 6th sense is a part of your subconscious mind, closely linked to the creative imagination we discussed earlier. It's your receiving set for something more than just thoughts from other brains. Those sudden flashes of insight, those hunches or inspirations that seem to come out of nowhere, those are glimpses of your 6th sense at work. Hill says, the 6th sense defies description. It's something you have to experience to understand, because it goes beyond words and logic. You'll only know if this is true by putting these principles into practice. It's about your personal journey of discovery. This is no miracle, these are laws. But some of them are incomprehensible, so they seem like miracles. You've made it this far. Now, it's time to face your final test. Are you ready to conquer the 6 ghosts of fear that hold everyone back? This isn't about theory anymore. This is about you, your mind, and your future. Before you can even begin to use this philosophy, your mind must be prepared. It's like preparing for battle. You need to understand your enemies. And your enemies are indecision, doubt, and fear. These 3 are interconnected. Indecision breeds doubt, and doubt fuels fear. The danger lies in their subtlety. These aren't always obvious outward fears. They often hide in your subconscious, growing without you even realizing it. This chapter is about shining a spotlight on the cause and cure of the 6 basic fears. It's about understanding them, confronting them, and ultimately defeating them. And it all starts with self-analysis. You need to be brutally honest with yourself. Which of these fears have a grip on you? Let's name them. The fear of poverty, the fear of criticism, the fear of ill health, the fear of loss of love, the fear of old age, and the fear of death. Remember, fears are nothing more than states of mind. Your state of mind is subject to control and direction. The fear of poverty is perhaps the most destructive. It paralyzes your ability to think clearly, to take risks, and to pursue your dreams. Look for the symptoms: indifference, indecision, doubt, worry, overcaution, procrastination. Are these familiar to you? The fear of criticism can be just as crippling. It stifles your creativity, your individuality, and your willingness to take a stand. Do you recognize these? Self-consciousness, lack of poise, an inferiority complex, lack of initiative? This fear holds you back from expressing your true self. The fear of ill health can be a self-fulfilling prophecy. It can lead to hypochondria, where you imagine yourself sick, and even manifest physical symptoms. Are you constantly worried about your health? Do you self-diagnose? This fear weakens your body's natural defenses. The fear of old age can be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Do not slow down. This is a time of wisdom. Finally, death is coming, so better live thrilled by it. But there's another enemy, even more insidious: susceptibility to negative influences. This is the breeding ground for all fears. You need to actively protect yourself, recognize your weaknesses, build mental immunity, and surround yourself with positive influences. Remember, you have absolute control over one thing: your thoughts. This is your ultimate weapon against fear and negativity. That's it! You've completed the Think and Grow Rich journey, but the real work begins now. Don't let this be just another video you watch. Let it be the turning point in your life.